Right now, Celebrity Sleaze with Leslie Fram.
Now, I know you mentioned this yesterday, Barnes, but Shane MacGowan, Pogues songwriter, Irish music legend, dying at the age of 65.
Yes.
One of the all-time great band leaders and writers of, you remember the Christmas classic Fairy Tale of New York, and just the way he delivered that song.
Dude had just such a great edge to him, you know?
Unbelievable. His wife, Victoria Mary Clark, wrote in a statement, "Shane will always be the light that I hold before me and the measure of my dreams and the love of my life. I am blessed beyond words to have met him and to have loved him and to have been so endlessly and unconditionally loved by him." He was hospitalized with viral encephalitis. As a result, spent several months in intensive care. Rest in peace. I don't know if you saw the controversy about Golden Bachelor, Gerry Turner. Maybe not so golden, Barnes.
Yeah, watch that finale last night. I'm sure you did, Fram. You want to discuss it?
Oh,
okay.
No,
okay.
no.
We'll find someone offline to do it.
Yeah.
This controversy has been brewing in Bachelor podcasts before this thing even came out. There's been several.
It was?
There have been several stories, but this is a new one.
Yeah, allegedly, Gerry Turner, the Golden Bachelor, criticized his ex-girlfriend for gaining weight and refusing to take her to his high school reunion because of it. Ouch. This is all coming from a couple of sources, including The Hollywood Reporter. This woman, who would like to remain anonymous, recalled their alleged tumultuous relationship, saying she was shocked that he was looking for love on national TV. She said that they had been dating, I guess, up until the show. His ex-wife died in 2017. However, the woman alleged she and the Golden Bachelor had a 3-year relationship. He started dating only a month after his wife passed away.
Yeah, Bro Booty called quick out the gate, allegedly. And they ended it a few years ago, apparently. But yeah, apparently he talked a big talk, I guess, once you got that taste of maybe getting on TV. All of a sudden, all that stuff, you forget all that stuff that happened in the past.
How is this guy still in the news? Billy MacFarland.
I thought you were saying I thought you were saying the Golden Bachelor. I'm like, well, it just ended last night.
Yeah,
he's still he's for a minute. It's the biggest ratings they've had in several years.
Let's see what happens to Gerry.
Yeah,
I'm talking about this guy, Billy MacFarland, the convicted fraudster behind the Fire Festival.
No kidding.
Now being sued in Brooklyn State Supreme Court by a former business associate that he met while serving time for wire fraud behind bars. So here's this buddy he met right in jail. And now this guy's suing him. Yeah, filed Wednesday by Jonathan Taylor, suing Billy MacFarland for breach of contract, claiming he ripped him off for more than $6 million after they formed this technologies company called PYRT. It was going to create podcasts, treasure hunts, other activities. Yeah, MacFarland had funds from his probation. Apparently, he hid those funds. Who would even trust him ever again, even if he had another company?
I'm surprised, to your point, that the judge didn't say, as part of your parole, no more schemes, no more events, no more festivals. No one trusts you, dude.
Ever. He still needs to remain behind bars. SNL alum Kate McKinnon returning to SNL for her first time as host, December 16th, with Billie Eilish. That is a week after Adam Driver makes his 4th appearance as host, accompanied by Olivia Rodrigo. Now, a lot of artists talk about how much money or how little money they make from streaming on Spotify. You know what I mean? Well, Weird Al is now speaking out, wanted to thank his fans, but didn't want to really thank Spotify. Check this out.
Hey, how you doing? Al here. Look, I'll make this really quick. I just want to thank you all for your amazing support. It's my understanding that I had over 80 million streams on Spotify this year. So if I'm doing the math right, that means I earned $12. So, enough to get myself a nice sandwich at a restaurant. So from the bottom of my heart, thanks for your support and thanks for the sandwich.
You hear that most artists that even come on, musicians that come on our show, they joke about it, but it's true. They get squat and Spotify gets everything.
The record
or
labels
streaming.
Get everything.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the artist.
I want to get your opinion on this because there's a lot of stories on TikTok. This is a TikToker sharing his theory that the Friends theme is just another verse from Cheers. What do you think, Barnes?
I think this is hard to listen to because when you take a melody and then you put different words to it in that melody, it's really hard for your brain to process it. You tell me.
I can see that. Okay.
I mean, you tell me, and you tell me, I mean, which part of this is Friends and which part is the other one?
It's Cheers.
It's Cheers. Listen.
So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you're broke, your love life's DOA. It's like you're always stuck in the second gear. So grab yourself a beer where everybody knows your name. I rest my case.
See, that's hard.
It was confusing the first time I heard it. I don't know what to think.
When you first hear it, you're like, oh, that does kind of work. I mean, that feels like it should be there.
Are you a Megan Fox fan?
In what way? Her politics, her beauty, which department?
She almost doesn't look real. You know, we were watching because we love The Expendables. You know, it's such a fun ride, that show, and now it's like Expendables 4. She's in it, but she almost doesn't look real. You know what I mean? She looks like an AI version of herself.
I'll just say I don't get her.
Yeah, it was very sad, though. She was opening up about her experiences with pregnancy loss. She did an interview regarding her book, Pretty Boys Are Poisonous, but she's actually discussing the miscarriage with her fiancé, Machine Gun Kelly, in an earlier ectopic pregnancy. Very sad. I mean, listen, I know she has children with Brian Austin Green, but, you know, anyone that has any sort of trouble or miscarriage, it's very sad to hear.
It is sad.
And, you know, the parts of her I like, but then I'm like, just be natural, Megan. You're gorgeous. You're naturally gorgeous.
That's a good point. Why does she try to overdo it? Not just her, just some people. Why do they try to overdo it so far beyond their natural beauty? Because oftentimes they look better without any of that. And that's a good lead into, you better have your reveal ready for next week because it's been almost 20 years since we have uttered the words top 5. And we're going to... Next week, you need to have your top 5. We're going to have our updated. Now, everyone knows what the top 5 is. That's your pass.
Well, I will have to say, I'm wondering if some of yours will still be in the updated version.
Well, I'm not going to give that information now, but everyone's got a top 5. That's who
Of course they do.
Your significant other, if any of those top 5 cross your path, you get a pass. I mean, that's just how it works. So next week, I think on Tuesday, I want to do that. We're so busy.
More controversy around the royal family. I'm watching the last season of The Crown, by the way, and they've broken it up into two different seasons, but so good. Well, here's a new one. I guess the identity of a member of the royal family who had concerns about Prince Archie's race has made its way into a new book.
Oh.
A new scare for the royals. And you know who's talking about this? Piers Morgan.
Now we can start the process of finding out if they ever got uttered, what the context was, and whether there was any racial intent at all. Like I say, I don't believe there was. The royals who are named in this book are King Charles and Catherine, Princess of Wales.
Oh, man, he just comes with it. Dude, let's go. I just got this. Here it is.
Is he on TV anymore? I still follow him. I still follow him on X.
Isn't he on Good Morning England or Good Morning Britain?
Yes.
I think he's still on TV.
Have you seen the cover of Esquire with Lenny Kravitz?
Yeah. Dude's everywhere now.
Unbelievable. Great photo. Sharing his stories from high school days in a video with Esquire, revealing, which I didn't know, he attended Beverly Hills High School with Nicolas Cage.
Well, that kind of ruins one of our bits. And this has never been talked about before. I don't know if you listening, if you're a first timer, do you remember what bit I'm talking about?
No.
One time we were on a call with Lenny Kravitz, and Lenny wanted to play a show for the Morning X. And we talked about we wanted it to be small. And so we were going to do it at Smith's Old Bar.
Right.
And don't you remember this?
No, I remember we did a live X with him at this tiny studio, Cat's Paw Studio.
You're about to remember. Fram, loosen up the memories. So we get on the phone with him, and we're trying to work out what the bit was going to be for why he would be playing Smith's Old Bar. And we started joking that he and I went to high school together, and he was in a fight one time, and I came up and I got between him and the guy and beat the other guy up and saved Lenny, and Lenny has forever felt grateful, and so he wanted to come play a show for the Morning X. You don't remember that?
I remember the bit, but I don't remember the context.
And then, so the whole thing became, I just want to thank, I wish I could find that. I just want to thank you, and I want to come play a show. And so let's make it small. And we did it at Smithsville Bar, and it was unbelievable.
Now, do you remember the Live X at Cat's Paw? What happened?
Yes, early on. No, what happened at it? No.
He wanted to do these vocal exercises, so he went into the bathroom and steamed it up with
I
the
do
shower.
remember. Yeah, I remember
and
that.
And he went and gave everyone in line waiting money. He's like, yeah, go buy a beer, go buy a drink or whatever. I need an hour to warm up. So he gave like the audience cash, and he warmed up for an hour, and then he did the Live X.
Yeah, well, Lenny, thanks for ruining my bit saying that you went to Beverly Hills High School, because we said he went to high school in Corpus Christi, Texas.
It's so funny. So Lenny and Nicolas Cage, who at the time was Nick Coppola, attended the same high school. They worked on a production of Oklahoma. Cage acted on stage. Lenny played drums in the orchestra for the show. Really funny. Check this out.
His name was Nick Coppola at that time, and I remember doing a play with him. I was in the orchestra, and Nick was on stage. It was Oklahoma. He was singing and dancing and acting, and I was playing drums. And it was a good time.
That's funny. Nick Coppola.
More controversy with Kiss. Ace Frehley says he will not be making a guest appearance at Kiss's final show this weekend. He also released a new song called 10,000 Volts from his upcoming album of the same name. What do you think it is? After all these years, can we all just get together?
Well, can we all
get
just,
along? If
you're going to say you're done, just be done. Like, at some point. I mean, look, I'm a Kiss fan, lifelong. But, dude, just ups and downs with the we're done, we're quitting, we're back, we're done, we're dead, we're back. I mean, they just...
Come on.
Yeah. The final shows, and now you're going to leave Ace out? I mean, I know there's all that hatred, but just let the dude play.
Oh, I know. Here's a podcast I know that you are counting down the days to listen to, Barnes.
What?
Amy Robach and TJ Holmes.
Oh, gosh, please.
In a joint post shared to Instagram talking about their debut, they're like, oh, we're going to drop some major bombshells. Why, yes, we will be serving tea. And in the photo, they're sitting there with a cup of tea placed on the table in front of them. Anyway, you can listen to that December 5th. Will you be listening to Amy and TJ?
I'm going to put that on my schedule in 2028, like all the concerts that we have coming up.
Here's a great booking. Timothée Chalamet in his highly anticipated Charlie and the Chocolate Factory prequel musical, Wonka. Finally unveiled to critics, journalists. People are calling it a winning combination, a winning confection, and an instant holiday classic. Wonka was directed by Paddington and Paddington 2 filmmaker Paul King. Chalamet looks like a young, don't you think? Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
That is your celebrity Sleaze.